Hello. Welcome back to the stream. It's a Tuesday. Not only just a Tuesday, it's a tierless Tuesday, so you know what it is. I'm your host, Puya, always here every Tuesday, every Friday, ready to go. And I had to, we've had a lot of guests on the tierless Tuesday. It's been a good time, and we're going to keep the good times rolling. I did have to scrape the bottom of the barrel with this one, but I think you're going to like it.
It's the ceiling. It's the ceiling. You have to scrape the ceiling for success.
No, I've got the Tony Sachere of guests. I've got the homie. It's your boy Jacob. Jacob, how you doing today, my guy?
What's up, everyone? The smoothest black guy you guys will ever see. Sexy, smooth, and slick, all in one. So get at me. That's the introduction I wanted you to say.
I mean, before we got on, he's like, you got to big me up. You better big me up. And I'm like, I got you. And then I dissed him. And then you thought I was going to be here putting you on a pedestal. No, but for real, I gave Jacob not much time. He hit me up with a good suggestion, and then I was like, I can't do that one. Then he hit me up with the second suggestion, and I'm like,
we're gonna have to do that one day, because that one would be like top tier.
That one will be so much fun, and I'm sure we'll do it at some point. I don't doubt that.
Yes, we need to.
But yeah, so if you haven't been here before, on Tuesdays we pick a topic, we dissect it, we look at it, we rank it. I've got a second monitor now. I've got my Ethernet cable hooked up, so like the setup's looking lit. It's looking good. And we shouldn't have any issues today. We've had issues before where we've lagged. The stream's been on delay. This is not going to be one of those days. Everything should be
Liddy titty
and good to go. Exactly. Liddy McTitty.
Wait, you see my shirt? What's the play?
Why are you wearing this shirt? What do you mean, what's the play? Is this a pun on board games?
This is the pun on board games. What's the play? Question mark.
So tell me, while we're here, tell me why you opted to go for board games. So how much have you played with board games? Like, what's your situation?
So, as a kid growing up, we had like the kiddie board games, like some of the games that are up here, like Operation and Sorry, things like that, and I loved them. And then as I progressed into my adulthood, I began to play like card kind of board games. More so like some we have up here, like Monopoly Deal and things like that. And even Melon, I don't know how to pronounce this game, but Mancala, yeah. How you say it? And so I know some of these games are like strategy games. Some of these games are like fun. Some of these games create tension within friend groups, which I absolutely love. And I just love I think these games reward aggression and petty behavior and bitchy behavior. And so all that encompasses is what I love to play. And one of my good friends, Marcelo, he was like, gave me this recommendation. I was like, bingo. And so, yeah. So if you ever want to fight somebody on a holiday party, play one of these games and drink tequila.
Yeah, without a doubt. I feel like, and we'll get to this. So for me, my history with board games, we played a lot of them. My dad was very anti-video games. He bought me my first console. He bought me a Sega without realizing how big of an impact it was going to have in your boy's life, to the point where...
A Sega?
Yeah, by the time he was like, video games are no good, it was too late. We were hooked, and he had to like do it for us. But he was a big advocate for board games, because like, I don't think either of my parents were able to understand video games and play video games with us, but they could easily throw down on board games. So we definitely played hella board games at my house. It started with like a snakes and ladders situation, graduated more and more. My family was put through the test with Monopoly. I am, like you said, I'm all about the competition. I'm all about playing to win. And I've played Monopoly games that have lasted 8-9 hours. I don't fuck around. I will slow roll you until you quit the game before I leave the table. So I'm all about that, and I'm very keen on talking about these games because I have very distinct memories with a lot of them. So.
No, same, man. I feel like these can go with you until like you have children, and it is so funny to see you talking about a Sega. That was like the one your dad bought. Cause the first game, like PlayStation or whatever, Nintendo, the first game that I had was GameCube, and that just shows the very like different generations per se.
Yeah,
that we were born in.
Yeah,
Puya's old, everyone. Puya's old.
Yeah, what year were you born in?
I was born in '97. What year were you?
92. I'm not that old.
Puya's that old, everyone. Never mind.
Yeah, I just happened to end up being given a Sega and then a PS1. GameCube, like I had a GameCube, but that came after the PS1. That was the third tier for me.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, so with the tier, Jacob, what I do every week is I put a scale of 5. There's 5 of them. The bottom being the worst, top being the OG, the best, the number one. So this is what I've got in for the names for the tiers. Because you got to name your tiers. You got to have a fun time.
You have to.
Bottom tier on this channel is known as Bin'em. It's so trash that you're literally going to put it in the bin. Is no good. So that's easy.
Okay.
4th place, I went with board games, where the board is spelled like you're bored. Because puns up in this bitch. That's right.
You're so creative.
Look at me go. Killed it. And then 3rd tier, middle tier is I'll play. Because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't really like this, but if you guys all want to play, I'll do it. It's fine. It's in the middle. It's average. The 2nd tier is I'll bring it to yours, which means this game is so good that you'd be willing to bring it over to your friend's place to make sure that y'all get to play it. Because that's how much you advocate for it.
Absolutely.
And then number 1 tier is we didn't need video games. Because it's that good that fuck the video games. I feel like nowadays it's all about the video games. This is like we didn't even need you to invent video games. This would be good on its own forever. We don't need any other version. We don't need any other adaptation, improvement in the entertainment center.
I like.
Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is you have the list. I sent you the list earlier that we finalized. You get to do the honors. You get to pick a game. Nominate a game that we talk about first. So whichever one you want to talk about first, throw it down.
Well, I am choosing this game because I just did a switcheroo. Because I don't want my strategy with doing this is I don't want you to put this game in Venom or put any disrespect on this game, which I feel like you may.
We'll see.
So I want to get to it first and put it at a very high stakes.
Well, let me remind you how this works.
Remind me.
We are both going to give what our rating is, and it'll balance out. So our sheet is going to look very much, it's a collaborative process. So if I say something's Bin'em and you say something's up there, number 1, it'll end up in the middle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity.
Okay. It's going big.
I'm going big.
Okay. So Cards Against Humanity.
Have you played this?
Oh, hell yeah, I've played this.
Okay. So this adds a level of ratchetness and like, you know when rappers stick their tongue out in songs?
Yes.
It reminds me of Cards Against Humanity. And I love it because it makes it so awkward at times depending on the audience that you play it in. You have to have a very like niche, crude, dark humor audience to play Cards Against Humanity at times, depending on the card that you pull. Mm-hmm. And anytime that I go to a party that alcohol is involved in, that some friends that I know will give me a good kiki, a good laugh, a good hee hee ha ha, Cards Against Humanity is the game that I bring and that is always in my backpack.
Okay.
What's your history with it?
So first, I want to address the chat. A couple people are talking about it's not really a board game. So as is with most of the tiers, there's always controversy here because there's a couple of these games in here that are more card-based. There's a couple that don't involve a board. There's some that don't involve dice. So it's basically tabletop games. Like if you go into a board game cafe, all of these are going to be available. So that's kind of what I'm
offering.
Board game
cafe. Have you been in one of those?
I have. They're fun. They're a good time. Because
I feel like that's where COVID lives.
I mean, COVID most likely lives at a buffet over. Like, who's going to a board game cafe at this point? You know, like especially with nowadays, all these games you can find them online anyway to play online. I've played Cards Against Humanity online, and it hits.
Oh, I have not.
It's not the exact same, but it hits, especially because you can make a custom deck, which I have, and that's a good time too. So my history with this game comes in my second year of university when we first found it, and it's a great way to just have a good time, have some drinks, gather around, and then try and be the funniest person in the crew. Honestly, every time we play, the person that I expect to win the least wins. Like, it's one of those where it's like the most unexpected person can get a W and be funny. And you're like, oh, I didn't know you were funny like that. So I do enjoy it. I think that some horrible jokes can come out of these,
Oh
but because it's
1000%.
within the confines of the game, no one thinks anything of them. So it is pretty, especially in the day and age we are, where like, you know, more and more we're learning to be sensitive and we're learning to be more understanding towards everybody, towards different people, different backgrounds. This game says fuck that, which sometimes is a bit of a shock to the system. I'm like, wait, you can't say that. Why is that on a cart? Like, that's too much.
Bad. Like, this game is really like, I would not, like, in a sane mindset, I would never speak some of these things that this card says. But that adds to the fun and to the out of this kind of world. It takes you out of yourself. This game does.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. There are gonna be one of the rubrics for me today is, can I play this with just about anybody? And the answer is no. I will not play.
Oh, yeah.
No, if I'm sitting there with people I've met for the first time, I am not playing like I'm playing with my homies.
But
There's
it breaks the ice. It breaks the ice.
I don't know my audience at this point. So I'm not gonna throw down a card like, who the fuck said this insane thing? It's like, not me. Like, I'm not trying to do that. So I try and avoid that. I do think this is a top tier game though. If I owned Cards Against Humanity, I would bring it to every gathering I go to because you need it there.
That is what I was going to put it at. I was going to put it at, I'll bring it to yours.
Perfect. We're on the same page right off the
bat.
We're
on the same page with that because it's not something that's like, okay, it could definitely replace video games. I think you do need, like, say you just meet some people at the airport and people are around the table. You're like, hey, would you guys want to play this game? Mm-hmm. You're probably like, yeah. And then you whip out, my mind can't even go there because I'm not the writer for this game. And so I would definitely have it in my backpack. And if we get to it at the function, we get to it. If we don't, we don't. But it's definitely something that I'm bringing to.
It's good to have in the back pocket. It really is. It doesn't take much setup. It's not really a game where like, oh, people have to be careful not to walk past you to like knock over the board, especially when everyone's getting sloppy. So it kind of works out real nice. So Noma, thank you so much for the follow and thank you so much for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the follow and the kind words.
Yeah, Jacob's my hype man today. That's what's going on. Okay, so let me nominate the next one then. You went with that. I'm gonna go with I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a staple of I'm gonna go with more childhood one. Okay. Let's go with Hungry Hungry Hippos. The easy one on this list. So,
which I love.
Yeah. So, Hungry Hungry Hippos. It's quite frankly probably the easiest game here. It's like the button mash A of board games or tabletop games or whatever you want to call it. It's very easy. It's very annoying. This game irritated me. It always did. It forever will. Especially when you grow older and you realize some floors are slanted. If I set this up over here, I can dick everyone playing and win every time. This doesn't give me much. It's kind of dull. I think it's one of those games where like there's a depreciation in its value and its entertainment value the older you get because like there's so many other things. I would rather play rock paper scissors than do that.
1000%. But the fact that this game is also very breakable because at the amount of that you put on the little thing that you have to hit, it could easily snap off. The balls could easily fly up with say it's not on an even platform. If you hit at a direct angle, but as a child and as a little teeny bopper, this was the game that I used to get so amped up for, sitting on the floor like this. And it's like, it was amazing and so competitive, so petty, so quite frankly phenomenal. As a little 7-year-old, as a little 7, 6, or 5-year-old, let me get the balls. But Puya, they've also reinvented themselves, in which I haven't played the new rendition of it. I want to say
what? Okay,
but I think you can play a live version of this game.
Live Hungry Hippo.
Oh
my God. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up on. We might have a bit of an issue because I've kind of calibrated this to work differently. So we're not gonna get to see it.
This was a surprise that I just remembered watching a video.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this live. I'm not gonna be able to show it. I'm not gonna be able to show it because I
You
have
guys can get the picture right there, though.
Yeah, but this looks insane, man.
No,
it really does look insane to me.
You would definitely get injured. So basically, the premise of this is people are on skateboards. It can be skateboards. It can be anything rolling. Yeah. And typically, you're either held with a rope. See, that's the live version. Or somebody has your feet, and they roll you in and out. And you grab as many balls as you can, which is hella dangerous. But I feel like the way they've integrated this into a modern setup, this is more than this is a game show. This could easily be a game show right here for kids on like Nickelodeon. And it just was the pride from Hungry Hungry Hippo, where you just smash the button to open their mouth and balls fall in it. It could have been said way better, but yes.
Well, here's the thing: is that for me, that looks infinitely more fun than this does. But then there's also so many other live games potentially that I would prefer. You know, I feel like Bubble Soccer seems more fun to me.
What is Bubble Soccer?
Bubble Soccer is when you it's where they give you this like circular bubble thing you wear, and then you just play soccer. So like let me pull that up for you. I think you know it.
Do I remember? I don't know. I don't know. Bubble Soccer.
Yeah, look, that. Like that. It's basically.
Okay. That would be fun.
Yeah, like these are all games where it's like one of those things where I think the older you get, it's like a one fall away from a big injury, and then you have to get in, like forget that you were young kind of thing. And I'm scared I'm hitting that point now, but we'll see. As far as the board game though, let's go back to the board game, Jacob. I feel like at best I'm gonna give this a board games. This is 4th tier for me.
Puya.
What?
I say, I'll play.
You say, he'll play. Okay.
Because you think back on your childhood, and even some moments in your childhood, you're like, dang, you catch nostalgia.
Okay.
And your mind goes back to, wouldn't it be fun to play that? So it's like, I'll play.
But like,
is this something I'm craving? No. Yeah. Am I bored playing it? No.
Here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
If we're hanging out at your place and you've got like 10 people over, and then you're like, yo, Puya, I got the Hungry Hungry Hippos set up. You trying to catch a game? And I'm like, no, I can literally just sit on my phone or watch you guys, or maybe even film you guys and put it on my Twitter and be like, look what the fuck Jacob's doing on a Friday night. Like, I would much rather do that than play the game itself.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. Here, you're the guest. I'll put it here for now.
Yeah, can we put it there?
We'll put it here for now. Trust me when I say it's most likely not going to stay there the deeper we get in, but we'll move on. What's the next game?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So with putting other games in the same ranking, do the games that are closer to the name mean that it's more weighted to...
The closer they are to the left is the higher ranking one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, you can now go for the next one if you please.
The reason I included this game on the list was because do I, for one, know how to play it? Okay. No.
You don't know how to play it. Interesting.
I do not know how to play it.
Okay. I hope I know how to play it, because there's a couple games in here that I don't know, but then maybe we'll talk about it with the chat and see what the chat wants. But go
Okay. But this game is a staple, and I'm going to linger on your tongue a little bit before you swallow it.
I don't know what you just said, but go for it. I guess
it's a taste.
A teaser.
A teaser, yes, perfect words. But at every, I know for me, I'm black. At every black barbecue, you see the uncles and the aunts at the table playing this game.
I know what's coming up now. Okay, go
for it. And they get so competitive. Money's involved at times. Curse words are exchanged at times. A strategic mindset of, I want to say, numbers and math is added to this game. So I'm going to go with Dominoes.
I knew it. There we go.
And I want to talk about Dominoes with you because I don't know how to play it, but it is a staple where people can literally they can have domino nights at their homes.
Oh, yeah.
And so I felt like it would be a disservice to not include this on the list. And do I want to learn? Yes. Am I going to put time into learning? No. But if I went to a domino night, I would definitely be like, oh my goodness, acting up, like, oh, I'm into this. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on Dominoes.
Dominoes is the game that I agree. It's the parents loved it. This was like one of those games where I would be very willing to watch parents play because I didn't really
Did your
understand.
parents play?
Huh? Yeah, my mom played, and then I had a couple uncles that did play too. And like the thing was for me, I didn't really understand what card games they were playing because they were more complicated card games to me. But Dominoes looked easier to understand, and for the most part it is. But I just loved that it brought out this like childish competitive side in them. So I'm fully with you on that, where I see it that way, I hear it that way. I think personally I enjoy it. It's for sure above Hungry Hippos because it can't not be above that. But this is kind of in the how play. If I was at your place and you were like, yo, we're about to get Dominoes going, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll sit down for some Dominoes. Also, great barbecue game, great outdoors, sitting at a picnic type of game. So
you get the card table out and you just start, just the sounds of the clicking that they make.
Oh, Domino sound is up there. Like, I'm not an ASMR guy, but I do love when you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very ASMR. I'm a very ASMR guy. Listen to this.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Did you hear that?
I did not like that. No, that was not for me.
A little ASMR.
I hate you. What are you doing with the dominoes? So would you play? Would you want to learn? You should try. Would you? Why?
Well,
yeah.
I would want to learn. Am I going to learn am I going to do research on it by myself? No, but if someone wanted to teach me, I would.
Okay.
So I would agree with you, and I could definitely put it above Hungry Hippos.
Yeah.
I could put it above that.
Yeah, that's what when I said that Hungry Hippos isn't going to last in the middle, this is what I meant. So this goes here. We'll put it here. But then trust me when I say it's going to get moved even higher. It's going to get moved even higher. So, the other thing is, the reason Domino's, I want to give it its due, is that they literally gave their name to a pizza joint that I like. So, thank you for the name, Domino's. I appreciate that.
Domino's does deliver premium pizza with their garlic bread crushed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and someone in the chat said, boo Jacob on the Chick-fil-A. Hey, I don't really like Chick-fil-A, but it was on my way home. So...
there you go. Okay.
That's it.
All right. My turn here to bring up the next game. And I'm going to keep going on we still haven't hit one with a board on it, really.
No, we really haven't.
We haven't. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's quite a few that aren't. Like, a lot of these are not on the board games. But let's go with a board game. Let's go with Catan. Settlers of Catan. So.
I have very feelings about this game. I want you to explain it.
Okay, so I did not know how to play Catan until this quarantine. So let me put that out there first. And I had heard about its greatness. And I didn't really know much about it, so I assumed it was like an overrated game most likely because I heard nothing but like, oh my god, it's the best. Oh my god, it's the best. So I played it. It truly is an incredible game. It's strategic. It's fun. It's not overly strategic where you gotta like do a lot, especially because like most of these games you're playing to like cool off, but it does add that element of like you gotta like think, and it's not just a roll of the dice. But dice do come into play too, which I do like. It adds a little bit of a random factor into it. It's an all-encompassing game. It's like kind of like the Game of Thrones of board games, where there's a little bit of it to appeal to kind of everybody, so anybody can throw down and play this and have a good time together. So for me, I would very much want to advocate for this to be up there, but I want to hear what you have to say about it before I give you my final decision.
Okay. So I was once like you, where I had no idea how to even move a card with settlers at the time. I learned over quarantine, and it's a strategic game that takes skill, that takes some aspect of negotiation in ways. It's not that big of luck in this game, which I really do love. But when I played this game, it was boring as hell. period.
I'm sorry, what?
I was bored as hell playing Settlers of Catan.
Were you bored because you were no good at it? Because like
I sucked. I did suck at this game.
Because Kat does bring a good point in that it's a good game, but if you get in a bad spot early, you're pretty much know you're not going to win, and then once you know you're not going to win, it is hard to play, right?
It is.
Yeah. Like I play I play the game Civilization on my computer with Liana, and Liana's really good and I'm garbage. So I've convinced myself now I just play to create a civilization and to like grow them, build wonders, feed the people, get workers, build farms, because I'm like I can't devote 4 hours to this game any other way except either do this or win. So I can't, there's no in between. So
yeah.
Hey,
I kind of get that.
look at us.
You know, and so that's the only aspect that I feel like I would not put it way up there. And it's a process to get to know how to play this game. So I would give that a point because I oftentimes think the best board games take a lot to like know. It takes a lot of functionalities to know how to be like a great player. And the aspect of skill that I feel like is in this game and strategic ability, I feel like it would be higher than a board game or I'll play, because you can't be I'll play with Catan, or else you're just gonna like that mindset is gonna ruin the whole experience for you. And so if you're gonna put it at we didn't need video games, I don't see it there, but I can see that. I'll bring it to yours.
Okay, I'm willing to go with I'll bring it to yours to like balance this out. I'm okay with that. I do think that it is, again, if we're talking just about the game itself, it's incredible. But then ultimately the wait time and like the lack of inclusivity. Yes. If you're behind, you're out of the game. Like it's harder. So it depends on the people you're playing with too. So I do think it was definitely one of the top tier games. So I'm not upset at this. And then would you? I think you'd put it below Cards Against Humanity, whereas maybe I would put it above Cards Against Humanity.
We can put it above, since you died to self and put it. I'll bring it to yours. So we can put it above.
Fair enough. I like that. Okay, so then it's your turn, bro. We're going with you next.
Okay. Again. Okay. So
what you got? What are you about?
A game that I'm gonna preface with saying, and I always do preface because I like to give a teaser.
Okay.
Even though you would not play this game as much right now, I feel as though this game did cancel out some video games at some point in your life.
Okay.
And that game is fun. That game is competitive. That game is easier than its mother. And you will get what I'm about to say when I say easier than its mother, or it could be its father. Okay. But I'm talking about checkers.
Oh, you're talking about checkers? I thought you were going to talk about Game of Life. Okay.
No. Okay. I'm talking about checkers because I feel like chess is the mother version of that.
Yeah. Right.
But I feel like checkers is such a staple. And if I played it today, it would be so fun. And it's easier. It's easier. Chess, not checkers. It's easier than chess, which I feel like is an added like yay, because chess is a fun game. We'll talk about chess later.
Okay.
But yes, checkers, I feel like it did at some point, you forgot about video games, and you probably had checkers before you had video games. I don't know. I'm not for sure, but I feel as though that could be a thing.
I've never played checkers.
Oh, Puya, go home.
Checkers. I mean,
close your computer. Puya.
In my house, we had a backgammon board, which I've also never played backgammon, and we had a chess board, and I learned how to play chess. And then by the time I learned how to play chess, I never got around to checkers. So I don't know. It's not a thing that I'm well versed in.
Okay, what have you heard about checkers?
I mean, the old saying of chess, not checkers. Checkers, not chess. Chess, not checkers. That's the one place. The other place is that it came in the 5-in-1 like chess pack that you got. So it was like this board has chess, it has checkers, it has Ludo, it has snakes and ladder, like one of those. But I've never played checkers. I just never have. And like I've never been in a position where it looks like it's a fast-paced game because it's like, oh, you're just jumping around all over the place, and it's like, how are you just hippity-hopping over everybody? But I don't know the rules at all. At all.
In order for you to play chess, you have to know how to play checkers, baby. And so a lot of times when people say this is chess and not checkers, at some point you have to go through your life playing checkers. You have to master that game. I'm blacking out Puya, and this is my conversation to the viewers. If you had to master the game of checkers before you got to jump into chess, so your mind had to already be complex enough to know, okay, I'm that bitch with checkers. To be, I'm that bitch with chess. So, Puya,
yeah,
I would rank this, and I know you would not, I mean,
don't assume you don't know.
Because of the power that this game has, and because of the lineage that it was brought afterwards, and because of how simplistic a fun game of checkers is, anyone can play it. You can play it with anyone. You will not go to an airport or to a coffee shop and say, hey, do you want to play checkers? And them looking at you like you said, hey, can I like fart in your face?
No, there's no fucking way you can approach someone at a coffee shop and be like, hey, you down to play checkers? Be like, sir, back up. Like, I am not playing checkers with you today, sir.
So that adds to the point of we didn't need video games. Top tier.
This is not no way. No
Period.
way.
Period.
You tell me that fucking Catan is not top, and then this is. There's no way.
We look at the totality of checkers.
Right. This is not top tier. There is no way. No way.
Where would you put it?
I mean, this is hard for me because I have never played it. So when we've had stuff on the tier where I've never had it or tried it or anything, I usually default it to my guest who's done it. But I just can't let it happen.
Okay, can we have people watching?
Yeah. Can I get the chat to vocalize what they think this should go to? And I'll take your majority answer as one of the votes, and then we'll balance it out.
Because just look at first off, I'm quite frankly astonished that you have never played this game.
Well, I mean, this is the truth, man. It's one of those things where like I just never got around to learning how to play it, and there were so many other games that it was just like it didn't make sense to go any other way.
And then it had the fun part of you sometimes lost the pieces of the red and the black pieces, so it was like let me find some, and sometimes you had to literally tear like a piece of paper and mark it black and use it as such. And so people made ways when they didn't have ways to play checkers.
So here's what I'll do, Jacob.
Okay.
So the squad is mostly saying mid tier. There's a couple that are with you on the top tier. There's a couple that say Benham. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Point them out who said Benham. Point them out.
No, hey, what are you gonna do? This is you are not coming after the audience. Here's the thing. Let's move down the Hippos.
Okay.
Because that'll open the board up a little bit. I think checkers, I'll give it above Dominoes.
Okay.
Is that fine with you?
No.
I'll give it bottom of I'll bring it to yours.
Perfect.
Okay. We'll take this for now. But, like, that's insane to me.
I said what I said.
Well, you might have to take what you said back. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So then the next one here.
Wait, do we move Hungry Hippos back then?
No. I think we move it down. I think we got to open the board up a little bit.
We can open the board up. We can open the board up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I like this comment of no one has ever removed checkers from its primary place of residence.
No one has. That speaks to the level of iconicness that it has.
Well, then Henry says, no, everyone has checkers. Nobody needs to bring it anywhere. Well, like, this is one of those things where it's like, if they don't have it, you, instead of being like, oh, well, we'll play whatever they have, you want this to be an option, so you'll bring it. That's how good it is. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll go with the next one here. And what is this one that I have over here? I feel like this one is, let me check. Oh, you know what? While I check later, I'll go with the Game of Life. Let's talk about that one.
I love Life.
So, Life is Well, not life as in life, because that's a whole philosophical thing we don't need to talk about today. This is way too silly for us to get into that. Life is a game that is literally for children. It is spin the wheel, drive along. Oh, you get a job. Oh, you have 2 kids out of nowhere. Oh, you can go this way and like get a new job, or you can go the career route, the athletic route. You keep spinning, and then you luckily would get at the end, and you either win or you lose. There's really not enough, for me personally, not enough decision making that goes in it that makes it my destiny. My destiny is decided by a pinwheel on a piece of cardboard that, if I'm lucky, will go where I need it to go, a spinner. So I don't love this game. It's fun-ish. Anyone can play it, but it definitely is overrated. And it definitely is one of those games where it's like, literally the only time I would play this game is if I'm stranded somewhere with no internet, no other options, and it's the only game there kind of situation. To me, this is either it's I'll play, bottom side of I'll play, or top of board games. It doesn't go anywhere else for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on this is, before there were any type of life simulation games, aka the iconic Sims that we see
Sims
today.
is so good. Yeah.
Oh, Sims is so good. There was life.
Okay.
You were 4 years old, becoming a computer engineer. You're 4 years old, having 2 kids, making X amount of money. And I feel like it set the groundwork for what we have a lot of today.
How?
And
How?
I come with very, very, very strong opinions on these games.
Yeah, apparently, according to Daniel in the chat, I've gone too far. And I'm like,
You really have. You really have, Puya. No, you really have. No, you have. It's okay, though. It's okay. We're going to get back on track with this.
Okay.
Because, Puya, name another game like that. I used to love being a young teeny bopper, like, and my life being determined by a spin of a wheel. Oh, the anxiety, the depression that they can have on me, the roller coaster of emotions. Like, what if I didn't want to have any kids? What if I wanted to be an opera singer and now I am a manager, at a restaurant? I had all these different things, or like maybe I wanted to have 2 kids and I have one. It's all these different things that would drive your anxiety to fluctuate or defluctuate at even the simple age as 4 or 5. So Puya, that holds power, that holds strength. And so, hey, say it again. And so I would not put it at wait. I would definitely not put it at the first 2.
Okay.
I'm gleaming forward. I'm gleaming towards the board game, but I do see myself at the strong age of 23 still saying, I'll play.
Yeah, I do not mind if we're all chilling. I would not mind partaking. My whole problem with it is that it plays out a little bit like a what was that? LaCroix. It's like the LaCroix of board games, where it's supposed to be so many things, but it's like a faint taste of every single one. Oh, it's kind of a
you don't like LaCroix?
It's kind of a life decision. It's kind of a card game. But it's not enough of any of them for me to really want it. Like I was.
You don't like LaCroix?
No, it's like drinking juice that's on low battery. Like, you're barely getting that taste. It's barely.
Yeah, I hate LaCroix, so I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad
so we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I know that hard seltzer is kind of like the alcohol version of that, but I fuck with hard seltzer now. I used to dog it, but it hits. I'm not even gonna like.
What is hard seltzer? Is that like a White Claw?
It's White Claw, exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So I think this, for me, I would put it in I'll play underneath Dominoes, because I would literally be okay to play it, and it's kind of an average game, and anybody can grab it, so it works.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, so then it's your go next, man. Where you want to go?
I want to get something on that top tier list. And I'm going to have to go with Connect 4.
Connect Four.
Connect Four.
I really hope the two sentences were not connected. Of I want something that goes in the top tier list, and then I'm going with Connect Four. But go for it. Why? What do you want to say about Connect Four? What you
Connect Four? First off, it's so competitive, and the game is quiet throughout, which I love. Quiet games for both of y'all are thinking of the next movies. And I love games like that. And it's not as strategic as a Catan or as a chess or even as a Dominoes. But it does add that level of, like, not that much strategic ability, but even more competitiveness attached to it. And I just feel like it's such a fun game. And even when you release the things and the releasing agent that it puts on your mind of the little things going, that makes my skin glow. So and it's a fun game, and it's literally such a fun game. You're doing this, boom, you're waiting, and then you're doing this, boom, and then boom, boom, boom. And then if it's always fun if they cancel out one of your things, and then you're thinking, okay, I have this score right here that I'm going to build onto this. But then in their mind, they're thinking like, okay, I see that one that they have right there, so I'm going to block them off. And then you have to make another way, and it's a quick game. It can be a very quick game. So that's why I think it could definitely. And I don't see it being at the top of, oh, we didn't need a video games for this, but I see it being definitely a strong contender with that.
It's literally tic-tac-toe, but the 4 version. It's literally
Period.
X's and O's, but you got to get 4 in a line. Like, how is that? The best part of the game you described, which I agree, is when the game finishes and you got to reset and you hear the noise. Other than that,
I think it's so fun. Connect 4.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, this is not it, fam. This really isn't. This is literally, it's such a, like, you can only play it with one other person, so you can't have this at a gathering. You're just alienating.
But you can do a tournament style. You can do tournament style. Yes, you can. You can do tournament style.
No one is going to do, people will do flip cup before they do this. People will I would literally pull out a notebook and be like, let's play some tic-tac-toe before I throw down with this.
No, you would not. Your statements are illogical because you know the iconicness that this game has. And I wasn't going to pick this game at first, but then I saw it glaring at me. I was like, oh my goodness, I feel intimidated. I have to choose it. But, Puya, Connect 4. You can be like 2 people. All right, that person loses. The next person comes up and battles the winner. That throughout the entire thing is so much fun and competitive.
I just want to stop and say that I'm really happy that the chat feels very passionate today about these takes, about these
TBH.
Because, like, this hits us all in the, this has nostalgia in it. It has, like, entertainment in it. You think about all your friends in it. But, like, literally, this is one of those games that there's not much to this, Jake.
Oh, my goodness.
There really isn't. Someone in the chat talked about a life-size version, and that sounds like a bigger version. That sounds like more fun. But
it is more fun.
This game is literally, like, I would much rather be like, hey, let's put the game aside. Let's have a conversation. Like, I would literally be like, listen, bun this game. It's stupid. We don't need it. Let's just, how was your day? I'd rather do that at a party.
But don't you think that just because a game doesn't have so many layers does not diminish its quality of game?
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying that it does. If I did, like...
So... If we don't, you haven't put this anywhere, where would you put this? Because it better not go on board games or it better not go on Venom.
Well,
so you have 3 options here.
No, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be very, very honest. This is board games at best for me. And I can't move it. Like, that's where I would be. So we'll average it out. But, like, to me, this game is dull. It is just, there's not much to it. It's similar to Tic-Tac-Toe. And I don't need it. It's just meh. It's really meh. Like, I don't, yeah, I'm not about it.
So, I'll play.
Where would you rate it without me?
I would literally rate it at we didn't need video games, but I would not put it at the,
had Mario Party at your crib, you would rather fucking sit down and play Connect 4? Don't lie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would not have it at the top of the list, and we didn't need video games, but I would definitely have it up there.
Stop the cap. You are fucking lying to me right now.
I'm not.
Annoying. Listen, okay.
But I found.
You're so. I'm putting this. I'll move it up to. I'll play to like balance out with yours. But like that is such a lie. There is no way. Literally anyone that has Jacob's address for his birthday. I don't know if you do. I don't know if like the sequester community, y'all know where he lives. For his birthday, can we please all Amazon him Connect Fours? I want him to own like 18 of these like bitches by the end of the year. Like, this is insane to me.
I'm glad we can meet in the middle about this.
Okay, so where do we go next? I feel like people were like, "This was the most insane thing that just happened." Okay, let's go with. Okay, let's go with. Let's go with Scrabble.
Okay.
Let's go with Scrabble next. So, Scrabble is a word game. You get points for knowing your vocabulary. You can use a dictionary to help you, so like you're not in a very dire situation where you have to have everything off the top. That's good. It does depend on the word tray you get. It really does depend on what you get. So that's not ideal for strategy because sometimes you do get fucked a little bit. I don't like that you can literally use the dictionary too because sometimes people will be throwing out words with an X that I know they didn't know off the top of their head.
1000%.
Right, so that's frustrating when it's like, well, yeah, it's technically a word, but also like, how long did it take you to sit in that dictionary to find something that works? So that's not ideal. I think the best version of this game was the Words with Friends.
Yes.
So that was a good time. See, like Jill says, using a dictionary in Scrabble is cheating, and that's hard because like I feel like some people really need it because like their vocabulary is not as deep, or
me.
So it's hard. It's hard. It depends on the person. I think that it adds pressure for ridicule. Like if there's a reason why Liana will never play Scrabble with me because that's her weakest game is vocabulary. Or spelling. Sorry, not vocabulary, spelling. So I would definitely be roasting her, and I think that would put a strain on our relationship and friendship. So I don't want to like. It's one of those games where it's like the roasting will hit too hard for me. So I think it's one of those games where it's like depending on the audience, depending on the person, it's good. But so for me, this is kind of like a mediocre game.
I don't even give it mediocre. I say Benham. I do because I never get. I'm going to use this word, but I don't mean it to this extent.
Go for it.
I never get aroused by playing Scrabble. Like Scrabble.
Which of these games are you playing to get aroused, my man? I like, what are you talking about?
You can't play Twister.
It's like, man, this game doesn't get me wet, so like I'm not into it. Like, what are you talking about? That's not.
But this game does not spark anything in my heart. Like this game
doesn't excite you. I think you meant to say it doesn't excite you.
But another word for excitement could be arousal because arousal just
it is, but like
connotation.
The way you said it, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
And I preface it was, I don't mean it to this extent, but it never like when someone said bring out Scrabble, it's like a very old like grandpa grandma type game, and it's just not what I'm feeling. I don't want to sit around and we're just talking about the board game itself, Scrabble, where you click, get the letters, and it's just not it. It's really not it. And I'm not that great of a speller. I suck at spelling, and even when I see words, it's hard for. And honestly, the way of how to even with Scrabble, you just you have words already, right? And then you just put them.
You get tiles, so I think you get let's say 8 tiles. And then when you make a word, if you use 5 tiles, you get 5 more tiles from the random bag. So
yeah.
Okay,
Put up Benham.
I'm gonna put it in board games. I still think this is a better game than Hungry Hippos.
Oh, absolutely not.
Then it's underneath Hungry. I'm not binning Scrabble.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a game on here that I would probably bin before I bin this, potentially. But I'm open to it. I'll tell you this: it's not permanently in board games. This could very well be the Benham candidate, but I'm not ready to do that just yet.
Okay. I respect that. All
right, your turn next. What game arouses you next? Let's find out.
Wait, okay. We're gonna go with Uno.
Okay.
I'm going big balls to the wall. Uno.
To the wall. Uno. The one game in here that's low key kind of a card game, but also it's not a card game because it's not used like with regular cards. So, what is your thoughts on Uno?
I love it, simply put. And the reason I love it is because it goes beyond generation. You can play it, and it's very fun when you play it drunk. When you play drunk Uno, and I love that. Like draw two, take 2 shots. The blank card, you write something in as a dare. They have Dare Uno now, and that's like it's so many games. And for me, like even my family, not New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, we'll sit around drinking, playing Uno. And whoever loses has to like take a shot. Whoever gets draws 2 has to take 2 shots.
Yeah. And
it's really competitive. Friendship, like if I'm your BFF and you hit me with a draw 4, I'm gonna need you to save that till it's reversed and you can get that to old Tom over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't play it on me. Friendships can definitely be tested with this game, and that is why I'm not gonna get my ranking. What do you say about it?
So my backpack, I'm notoriously not great at emptying out my backpack. So like, you know, the little pockets and shit, sometimes things are sitting there for ages. I have a specific...
You'll be having some peanuts, some
not really like that. More like, you know, it's like, oh, I saved the ticket for this thing. It's still in there. Or
okay.
You know, I threw in a receipt. But there's always one thing in that backpack that to this day, ever since I moved, it's still in that backpack. And that's its remaining place is the deck of Uno cards that I have.
Let's go.
I have them in my bag always. They're a great game for both when you're getting drinks on, without getting drinks on. You can play this with anybody, literally anybody. It's kind of the perfect icebreaker. The +2, +4 relationship, I love that everyone kind of has their own house rules of how it works, because I found out recently that you can't just throw on a +4 and a +2 and a +4. We fuck like that. I want all the pluses to be...
I would hate you.
You can have it go around and it's a +28 on somebody. I love that. I love the draw 25 meme that exists. That is awesome.
Yes.
That meme is so good. I'm waiting for the perfect Big Brother moment to whip that meme out on Twitter. You know that's gonna happen.
I feel like we've already like seen that with like
there's so many
alliances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like watch Memphis on feet or draw 25, and it's the dude sitting there with 25 cards. So
bad.
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect game.
Say something nice about Janelle or draw 25 in the Big Brother house. I will draw 25.
Literally the whole house sitting there with fucking 25 cards. Yeah, so we also use the plus stacking, like Marietta's saying in the chat. I just love Uno. I think there's nothing bad I can say about it. I think even if you're anti-card games, you're not anti-Uno. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like some people don't really play card games, but Uno doesn't count as card games for them. So this is childhood and adulthood. I think of memories on both sides.
I still play it. I literally played it this year for Christmas.
I've played it this year too. I'm telling you, this is the very easy we didn't need video games. Because
absolutely.
If I walk into someone's place and they like literally, if someone doesn't have a video game console, we do this. If someone doesn't have a good computer for like playing multiplayer games, we play this. If someone's electricity's out, we play this, and it's an easy time every single time. So boom.
I completely. I'm glad we can agree on that. Let's cheers.
Cheers to that. Cheers. My coffee to your drink.
Wait, I thought you grabbed soda.
The soda's here. I got multiple options here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So for the most part,
wait, why are you drinking coffee this late in the day?
Bruh, I made this like earlier today. Like way earlier.
Is it a cold brew?
It's a big ass coffee and it's still hot. So I still.
It's still hot. Okay, I was about to say, are you putting lukewarm coffee in your mouth?
Am I insane? No.
Are you convicted? No.
Am I getting moist playing Connect 4? No. That's
yes.
That's you getting aroused with Connect 4.
Yes, you are.
Okay, what are we gonna go with next? Okay, so I realized what the deck of cards here was. It was Cribbage. So let's go with Cribbage.
Look, I've never played Cribbage.
So Cribbage, the reason I put it in here, it's low-key a card game, but here's the thing. Let me quickly Google it here for you, because it comes with a board. It comes with this board over here, if you can see it. So the way Cribbage works...
Oh, I have played that board before.
Okay, so then you've played Cribbage. That's what it is.
Well, no, I never played it with cards. It was just a triangular thing, and you move it to like eliminate another pin, if that makes sense.
I think that might be Ludo.
Oh, okay, maybe Ludo.
Maybe. But Cribbage is a game that I was recently put on. It's low-key, it's like an old people's game. It really is.
Who put you on this?
Liana. And
Yeah,
I played with Liana. It's fun. You have to be quick on the draw. You got to be like, because you got to like, I don't remember what the number is you're meant to get, but I think pairs are a thing you do. I think you got to like get to a certain number, 21 or something like that. But you got to call out your points as you're going. Otherwise, you will get left behind. So it's fast-paced. It's a good time. I think, personally, this is not a game that I ever thought I would enjoy or play. And more often than not, I wouldn't play it. But if it's there, I'm down to throw down. Because it is a game that favors someone who's quick on the draw. And I feel like not enough of these board games... Like, how many times have we been playing a board game and someone's literally busy talking to someone? You're like, dude, it's your turn. Go in.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, this one, you can't do that. You have to be on top of it. So... For that reason, this for me personally would end up being above or within I'll play, but higher up. I can see that the chat's not fucking with this game at all.
Yeah, and I'm with the chat. I'm the people's man right now, child. And when I say I'm putting that at a bad board game, even in between Hungry Hippos and Scrabble, trust and believe.
I'll give you that. I'm fine with doing. I'm not been in this. I feel like I don't need Liana coming for my ass on this one. Also, I don't think it's that bad. I really don't. I feel like I would much rather play Cribbage over Hungry Hippos, but...
Oh, Hungry Hippo. I love Hungry Hippos.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so we have a game here called Sorry. Actually, it's your turn. What am I talking about?
It's my turn. I'm about to say, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's my turn.
I want to go for a thing that makes you vibrate, because when you put the metal thing, the metal operations is what I'm talking about.
Oh my god! What are you talking about, man? Someone, Jacob's low-key like Enzo right now. He's a little bit frustrated by the sounds of things.
But when you put the metal part with the other part, you're like, you get zapped. You know what I mean? And I feel like I want to talk about operations.
Yes.
Because would I play it now? No. But if I had it, would I play it? I'll play, because the only reason that I would play this is because of the tasing, and because of the sound, like the red nose that lit up and had like the sound every time you did it. And because at some point in our lives, I don't know about you, Puya, but you wanted to be a doctor.
Never.
Okay, not Puya. Everyone else. We wanted to be a doctor. And this was our first experience looking at the human body that wasn't our own. And seeing the different organs that were, somebody said venom. Nah, we ain't been in this one, that child. But looking at the different organs or bones in the body, it informed you this game wasn't only fun, tantalizing, this game was educational. Who knew what a femur was if they didn't play operations? Period. So, what are your thoughts?
Okay. So here's the thing. This is far and wide, without a shadow of a doubt. Let me get closer. Let me get closer to talk about this.
Please, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is my Benham choice of the evening.
Really?
Here's the true statement with this game.
Okay.
So the best part is the tasing part, but obviously like not everyone's got the steady hands, and I'm okay with that. Like my hand like right now is steady, but as I'm thinking about it, I'm getting a little bit like, you know, moving it a little bit.
Oh,
I don't like that. I don't like that. Tasing aspect, that's fun, sure, but also like, this game isn't neat. Also, it's just dickish because like everyone's sitting there trying to jump scare you as you're doing it. Don't love that about it. The only good thing that came from this is if you're trying to like sneak in a late night snack and you're trying to be quiet, it taught you how to do that with like no issue. It's like, I can very easily put my hand in this bag of chips and just pull out one chip without touching.
No, Puya, that is a point to bring up. Yes,
that is the best part about it. However, You can easily lose the pieces. I've
You can.
never wanted to play a game where I'm like, okay, let me look at this like big dude's gut and decide what I need to pick out of it. Not really fixing to play a game for that. It didn't really like teach me anything about anything.
Yes, it did.
This is
How many times did you play?
not enough times to probably appreciate it the way you do. But this game doesn't arouse me. It doesn't make me vibrate. I'm not about this game, dude. This is a Benham for me. I would much rather play Hungry Hungry Hippos before I even touch Operation.
Okay, Puya, you kind of changed my mind on this with bringing logical arguments to it.
Thank you.
But I would still. It doesn't make you vibrate. It gives you that bit of shock. That's like, ooh, yeah, ooh. And sometimes I would just hold my thing, hold the metal clampers on it. Just.
Yo, Jacob's moving mad today.
Okay, Puya, no, I think you bring up a good argument.
Okay.
I think you kind of changed my mind about it.
All right, so where does this go now that we've talked about it?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it very begrudgingly.
Okay.
But I think it deserves. I think I can see it being there.
You can see it being Benham. You're with me now.
Yes.
Boom, we won. I'm so happy. Because
And looking at the other games, I think it would be at the top of Benham.
yeah, I think there's one other game that I'm excited to talk about because I think I have a very wildly different opinion than most people. So we'll get there. We'll see. But for me as well, this was the strongest contender for Benham with like actual like heavy opinions about it. The rest, it's like I can kind of go either way.
Yeah.
So the next one I want to talk about is Snakes and Ladders.
Okay, Puya, I saw you put that on the list.
Yes.
And I did some research about it.
Okay.
And I still don't understand it.
Okay, so it's relatively easy game. Let me pull it up on the old Google search so that I can explain the board.
Because I always Snakes and Ladders. Was there another game that had ladders in it?
Shoots and Ladders.
Shoots and ladders. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the way this works, we're looking at it, right? It's very easy. It goes from left to right, and then right to left, and left to right, etc. The number 100 is here. The number 1 is here. Your goal is to get up there. If you land on a spot that has a ladder, you move up that ladder. If you land on a spot with a snake, you go down that snake to the spot that the snake's tail is. And you're basically trying to get to 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
easy game, very dice roll dependent, but, and I'm going to advocate for it here because I've been talking about like the strategy of all these games. This is just a fun game to like try and make your way up that ladder, trying to get to 100. It kind of is, this is more of a metaphor for life than the fucking game of life, where you're trying to climb that ladder, you're trying to get to the mountaintop, and then every now and then something might sting you and bring you down a peg. Something might get in the way and prevent you from getting to the end. So, or getting to the top of that ladder, top of the food chain. So, for me, this was a fun game as a kid. This was one of the first board games I can remember playing as a kid. So I would be more likely to throw this up higher than a lot of these games. If I'm putting it in I'll play, this is above life for me, and there's no question about it.
And you know that Connect 4 is behind life, right?
Yeah, Connect 4 shouldn't be on that tier.
No, it should, but we won't get into it. Okay. So, when I was doing some research about it, and like watching it, it didn't seem that fun to me.
Okay.
But the aspect of your life in the game depending on your role, I love games like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is why I would trust your judgment on Snakes and Ladders, because I do love the aspect of you rolling dice and then that dictating your fate.
Okay.
But when I was reading, I was like, meh, you know?
Yeah. So I'm seeing the audience is also not really about this, and someone said, what's it called? Someone said that it sounds boring. That's fine.
Period.
I think ultimately this is just a dice roll game, and a lot of the dice roll games can be boring. This just like, it gets exciting when you start moving up that ladder and you're getting closer and closer to a good position, and then you might like lose all of it. That's just
okay. So it's like the fall is what's fun.
right. Having someone get stung is fun. But I mean,
Okay.
so where would you rank this?
Board games.
Okay, I'm fine with that because also the chat's saying that, and I want to make sure that the chat is represented well. Board games, but listen, for me, this is above Hungry Hippos. It just is. It just is.
I'm still dying. We have Hungry Hippos.
I just can't.
I love Hungry Hippos. Okay, you think it was since we're taking it down to board games, I will bite the bullet and put it up.
All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
Yes, Puya hates hippos, folks.
I don't like. It's just the most elementary of games that last like 2 seconds. Like, what is the point of this? Like, the whole thing with Mario Party mini games that are button mash A's or that they're done in 14 seconds, you move on to the next turn. With Hungry Hippos, game finishes, you have to set it up again. I would much rather even play the live version, but I don't know why we're talking about this again. Let's just move on. What
Your blood is getting boiled again. So the game that I would like to nominate is a game that we brung up once, and you couldn't call it a board game, nor could you call it a card game.
Okay.
But you could call it a floor game. Ta-da! Ta-da! Wait.
Okay, I was about to do the Pink Panther theme. Okay. We got Twister.
That is Twister.
Here we go. So Twister.
Twister. And so I remember playing this, and I think I played it. My friends got married in 2018. So, and we were at the bachelor party. Not the bachelor party. Sorry. We were at the after the wedding. It was like some friends came over back to like the party houses.
Okay, like the after wedding.
The after party, yeah. Okay. And we've all been drinking at this point, and we just whipped out Twister.
Okay.
And the comedic relief that Twister gives you, the aspect of when people contort their bodies a different way, and a love connection can be struck up by playing Twister. You may not be looking at, Jennifer a certain type of way, but when, her hand is touching your foot, you may be like, oh. And so I think Twister is not only a childhood, true, very romantic. Twister is not only a childhood game, but it's just a party game. I've recently only played it intoxicated, so I haven't played it in a normal sober mindset. But I would still put it in the middle or higher tier.
Okay. I disagree. So here's my thing with Twister. Let's call a spade a spade. Look at me. I'm not built for Twister. And as someone who is self-conscious about their lack of contortionism will say, this was not the game for me. If people were like, let's play Twister, I was very nervous that I have to play. I'd be like, I'm good. I'm good. But then now I don't want to be like the pervert that's just watching people bend over backwards to get on this. So I'm like, I don't even want to be here. Like it is a thing that like this was literally my version of a nightmare. I didn't like this at all. It was almost as bad as like, when you were in a situation. Okay, look at this flex.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Look at this. We get it. Look at this guy. That's insane. Yeah, you're the type of dude I want to play this with, because like we've got you doing like 18 flips, and then you've got me being like, left foot blue. Okay, I really hope someone falls over soon. Like I don't want. Yeah, Jill is right. If I could be the spinner for the game, that's what I would do.
You're the spinner.
Okay, just give me it. Okay. Yeah, left foot red. Okay, yeah, go for it. Like do that. That's what I would.
Oh my goodness! But if Puya.
Yes.
I get that. But you just being on, you just completely making an ass out of yourself, and that's the funnest part. And
I am, but then more people.
Even as an adult.
You said make an ass of yourself. You just went to the back and were like, look at me being all like slick. That's more often than not. That's what would have happened. That's the situation.
But say you have like 6 people on that mat. That's the way it's like, okay, like come on. Yeah. But you play it tomorrow. Play Twister tomorrow.
No, why?
Find it on Facebook Market. Find it on Facebook Market.
Yeah,
So you
I
can give
feel
it an
like
adequate-
buying board games off someone's household right now isn't probably the move.
And especially Twister. I feel like if people have the game Twister and they're like, I don't know, like 60 years old, they're probably swingers. But
no, like, because like, so the other thing is that this game rewards the athletic and shames the non-athletic, which for me was hard because it was very hard to be the non-athletic, or also like if you're not comfortable with it, because like someone in the chat mentioned that this was kind of a game they'd be more willing to play with people they know. I would lean that way as well, but it's just one of those things where it's like I just feel like because it's dependent on like your athleticism and your shape, I'm against it, because not just like anyone, shape, size, athlete, non-athlete, can sit down and play literally most of these other games. Not everyone's about to throw down and win Twister. I can tell you this. Doesn't matter how I am from now until like old age, I am never winning a game of Twister. All I'm doing is being a barrier for other people to win because I'm in front of them and I'm blocking their asses because I'm taking over quite a few spots.
oh my goodness, no, that's funny. Okay, where would you put it though? Where would you put it? It can't be a board game.
I mean, it's not a hell play, but
No,
where would you put it? I'll put it where you would put it, because I think I'm representing a specific group of people.
Yes.
Yeah. So where would you put it?
I would put it. Okay, if I had the thing of Twister, because I don't have it, but if I had it and I was going to like, I don't know, like a onesie party or like a ABC party, or like a
at an ABC party, this shit's dangerous, fam.
Well, yeah, if someone said, oh, it's an ABC party, and someone says, oh, let's play Twister, that person has to leave the party immediately.
Yeah.
But no, I would not bring that. But if I was like, oh, this will be such a fun, silly, goofy game, it's not COVID safe, true. But I put it at like Outplay.
Yeah, well, I would put it at board games. So
No,
chat, break the tie, chat, because I feel like
no, wait, Puya, I know, Puya. If I know, what I was saying was, if I did have it, I will put it at. I'll bring it to yours. But
why?
I'm bringing it down.
So you're telling me your backpack? Someone's like, "Yo, Jacob, come to my party," and you're like, "Bet, sounds good."
Okay,
you're
like,
pulling up with Checkers and fucking Twister. That's the games you've been telling me that you'd bring through. That's what you'd bring through.
Yeah, if I had Twister, and I was like, if I was at my house and I was like, oh my goodness, Twister, hell yeah, I'm bringing this game.
Yeah, man. Okay. So here,
I'm gonna Clorox it first, but
this is to me. If we're putting it in How Play, this is this is underneath Connect.
It can be bottom.
Like I'm fixing to play fucking tic-tac-toe before that. So
Puya, see, you put. I can't with you because you don't even put respect on Connect 4.
No, there's no respect there. It's literally just there. Yeah, Brandon, who just joined here, is saying Jacob trying to pick up chicks at the party.
Bringing Twister. Hey guys, come on guys, let's play Twister. Come on.
No, imagine it's the Checkers. You're like, hey girl, I got Checkers. You trying to play? You're like trying to school people. That's how I picture you. You're like, it starts off looking flirtatious, but then you're just like going like screwing them up, like just.
Well, Brandon's the one to talk. Brandon would definitely play Twisters.
Yeah, this would be 100% the game where I'm like, I'm gonna go see what the other room is doing. I'll be back.
What? You're gonna be the spinner?
I'm either the spinner or I'm dipping. I'm dipping the room. I don't want to be the weird guy that's just watching people play. It just seems like, for some reason, it seems like it's not the right thing to do.
It seems a little voyeurism.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when Truth or Dare Spin the Bottle would be a thing, and you're like, well, I don't want to play. It's like, well, why? Like, you can't be here if you're not gonna play. It's like, well, you're not giving me a choice. And like with this, it's like, I'll just walk out. It's cool.
I used to love Spin the Bottle.
Yeah, Dippin' Dots, I hope everything's okay. Take care. I hope everyone's safe. I hope everything's okay. I hope she has a speedy recovery. Did you say
Dippin' Dots, hope she has a speedy recovery. What'd you say?
Did you just pick Twister, right? That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. I'm gonna go with, you know what? I'm gonna go with chess. We talked about checkers. We didn't talk about chess.
Let's talk about the big boy.
I feel like, to me, Willow, spin the bottle is terrible. I do not recommend it.
I used to not COVID friendly, but it's a fun game. I only played once though. You know, in those high school like movies, they'll be playing.
Dude, it's literally the game of I'm going to find out how people are going to react if they have to kiss me, and it's not great to find out some of the results. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So you're just talking from experience.
Yeah, the beard took a while to get here. Before it was just mustache, and as a 17-year-old, ain't nobody trying to kiss that dude. I'm telling you.
Wait, do you have pictures?
No, because I would shave my face at all times. Any picture I have are either shaved or bearded. There's no middle ground.
You should post one on Twitter. I would love to see. Yeah.
Spin the bottle is not recommended for family reunions. Marcus, are you insane? Like, obviously. You don't even need to bring that up. That's insane. Okay. So let's go back to chess. Let's talk about chess before we get sidetracked here through Marcus saying some shady stuff. Chess is an elite game. I think it's a game that's fun. I think it's a game that truly allows you to study your opponent. It allows you to learn about how they're operating, how they think. It's a very fun game. Like, I remember when my dad taught me how to play this game, it was a lot of fun. I didn't feel winning a chess game felt more rewarding than winning any of these other board games up here.
Oh, really?
It really does to me.
Huh.
It really does to me. And I liked it. I do enjoy that. And ultimately for me, I like I liked the learning curve that came with this. I can think of so many iconic moments that are chess related in pop culture that I like. So for example, the chess scene in the first Harry Potter movie hits. The chess veto in BB6 hits. I can't think of a chess moment on pop culture where I'm like, trash. Like, most times it's a good.
Wait, was the one in Harry Potter where they were like the really big statues?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and they look like they can like kill you, and they were like smash into the other one, and like, okay.
Scary as fuck. As a kid, I was like, this is terrifying. But yes, that's what I mean. So for me, chess, like the fact that you put checkers up in I'll Bring It to Yours is criminal, but I think chess is the elite version of checkers. It's like checkers went away for the summer, had a glow up, and came back and became chess. Like, that's how
I think so. So I said it's the mother of it.
Yeah, so it has to be ranked higher up than checkers. That being said, I probably wouldn't have put it that high, but now I'm going to. But what's your thoughts on chess? Well, they did play chess with the Genius too, and the Genius hits too. So
I need to watch that show,
dude. Trust me when I say you want to. It's a good time.
Really? Does it still come on, or is it just like a very old show?
It's not that old. It's like in the 2000s. I can give you the links. I can send you the links after.
Okay, yeah. Do that definitely.
Definitely.
So, I would definitely rank it top just because of. I mean, chess is an overall great board. I feel like it's one of the greatest board games to ever be like invented. And I do remember the BB6 veto, where they blocked Maggie out, and just like that reigns so like superior in my mind. And playing chess on your phone against people like online is super big, and I super enjoy that. And so I would honestly, I'm not good at chess. I oftentimes forget what the different things that the different pieces can do. Mm-hmm. But when I did play it, it was such a fun game. And so I honestly, I know I'm not giving it that big of hypes because I feel like chess is like, when you talk about chess, you don't talk about it and like, hell yeah, I want to play chess, you know what I mean? But so I'm speaking in a very oozy goozy.
It's like, I imagine chess is one of the few games on here for me where you can sit down, you can play with an opponent, and legitimately you can just have a conversation with them. Like, we could play chess and just be chilling and shooting the shit, like, at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, whereas, like, I feel like with the other games, shit gets distracting. With chess, you look at it, you make your decisions, but you can still have your serious conversation that you were having. Like, if I pulled up to if I pulled up anywhere with a chessboard, we can literally play chess and talk. Like, literally, a lot of Big Brother, some of the strategy that goes on in that house goes on over a chessboard. So,
TBH,
it's a good time, and like, it has you've got your strategic mind working. So also your conversations, they're working on another level too. So I like it. I think I'd put it in. I'll bring it to yours, and I think I'd put it above checkers. That's where I would leave it.
You wouldn't bring it in. We didn't need video games.
I would be open to it, actually, to be honest with you.
I would too.
Then let's do it.
Below Uno.
Below Uno it is. I'm fine with doing that. I do think that it's one of the quintessential board games. It's one of the oldest ones. It's one of the most popular ones, and it's a good test of your abilities as a board game player. Okay.
1,000%.
So where do you want to go next here, Jacob?
So the next game that I want to go to, and this if I look back in my search engine of me as a child, I think this was my favorite game to play.
Oh.
And that is Candyland.
Okay.
Because, so, first off, the aesthetics of Candyland were so kid-friendly, were so fun, and everything like that. And so that's what really drew me in, and it was candy. And I feel like you got to, if I can remember right, you got to like go to like different, like they had princesses, or they had like some like, or queens or something. Well, it was like some beautiful people in Candyland. I want to say, I think it was beautiful people in Candyland. Let me look this up really fast. So I think it was beautiful. I think it was like, I was like, oh my goodness, let me go there. Where is this? What were you about to say?
It's pretty much very similar to Snakes and Ladders, where there's no real strategy to it, and you just have to like make little decisions here and there. You just follow directions.
So, do you think it was the grown-up version of Snakes and Ladders?
I think they're both the kid versions of each other. Like I think it just depends. Like I feel like you either grew up with Candyland or you grew up with Chutes and Ladders. Like I think that's how it worked. It's kind of like the Pepsi and Coca-Cola kind of thing.
Okay. See, I wouldn't play Candyland now, and with me just looking at my childhood and looking at how fun I had with it, and it's not much to the game. Kind of like how you were saying with Snakes and Ladders. It's an easy concept, very easy to understand.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like going up there to try to beat your counterparts.
Yeah.
And if they're the kid versions of each other, which Candyland, it's a more so now I'm thinking about it, a boring game.
Right.
And now that, like, quite frankly, because my mind has since grown from the 6-year-old to the 23-year-old, but so I would put it above Snakes and Ladders though, just because of the simple fact of board games. It has because I feel like it has aesthetics.
Okay.
When I played it, I remember literally one of my favorite board games ever. I think probably because I was just a super competitive kid. And it had some level of gameplay where you just wanted to smack the other people that you were with down. And so that's the only reason why I would put it at above Snakes and Ladders.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with doing that. To be honest, I didn't really grow up with this. Where's Snakes and Ladders? There it is. I didn't really grow up with this. We were a Snakes and Ladders house, but this seems fine. It seems like it.
Well, I said above. I said above Snakes and Ladders.
Above, that's fine with that. They're kind of like the same. Yeah, ultimately for me, it's an easy game. There's not much else that goes into it. So it depends on the people you're with, how fun it could be. It could be silly, it could be goofy. So I'm okay with that.
Oh, some comments that you play with partners and drama can ensue.
Yeah, with a lot of these games, if you just pair people up and make them play together, it can get pretty intense real quick. All right, so we're getting close to well, not really. We still have a bunch to go. We'll kind of like start moving it up a little bit quicker. I want to nominate Battleship, which is right here.
Okay. This game, if anyone in the comments are like, no, don't call me that, but didn't really like only like nerds like play these games, play Battleship?
No, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I played Battleship. Have you played it? The question is, have you?
So I played it once. Okay. And wait, is that the game where they have the wall and you like put the things like? Okay, yes, I played it once, and beer pong is a board game. But sorry, I just died. But I played it once, and when I played, and I think it was probably like 2 years ago or so. It was like everyone just had a game night, and all these different games were set up.
Yeah.
But it never enticed me to play again.
I mean, it's fun. There's a drinking version of it called Battle Shots, where it's the same premise but with shots on the board instead.
Oh.
So yeah, like you make a bigger board, a life-size board almost, and you play shots instead of like 4 shots in a row, 4 shots this way, and then you try and get each other's shots, and they have to do the drinking. They literally made a movie that Rihanna's in called Battle Shots Ships, based on this game. So that's
Wait, it was based off of that game?
I mean, yeah, loosely. You know, it's like very loosely.
Okay.
It's kind of like if a game was called Scrabble, it's like loosely based on it. It was like that.
Gotcha.
But Battle Shots are good. Battleship was a cool game, man. The worst part of Battleships was once you caught someone, once you hit, you kind of know, is like, do I go up, down, left, right, and you'll get all of them. So it was one of those things where it's like you can literally take someone out real quick, if you hit. But it was fun. It was fun, but it could also be frustrating. Very frustrating. But I think it's a good 2-person game. I have no qualms about that.
But you said it was fun, right?
Yeah, and I think the fact that you can adopt it into adulthood with either playing the regular game or turning it into Battle Shots or into like Battle Anything, where if the person gets the wrong side, you're in a bad position. I think it's good. Yeah. It feels really. It feels very rewarding when you hit. And you get that look of defeat on their face because they're like, oh fuck, they got me. So
okay, yeah. So what would you rank it?
I think this is in the in-house play, because I wouldn't necessarily bring this to someone's place. I necessarily wouldn't this wouldn't replace video games for me. It would get dull real quick for me. But I would, if it's there and it's like, hey, I'm trying to play Battleship, like, yeah, I'm down. Because, again, similar to chess, you can have a conversation while playing this, no problem. So I would put it in how play, and I would honestly put this above Connect 4, but maybe not above Life even.
Wait. You would put Battleships. First off, Twister is below Connect 4.
Dude, Twister should be in Bingham. You're lucky it's up there.
Shut up. but I don't... Okay.
Yeah, we win.
I'll trust your judgment with this. Okay. I'll trust your judgment with this.
Yeah. So that's where I want to be. All right. Next up is you. So you're going next here.
I have mine that I'm super excited to talk about. It is what is it? What mean? What is it?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah. Which is such a funny game. And first off, the world that we live in right now, memes are everything and GIFs are everything. I used to call it GIFs, but GIFs.
I still call it GIFs because that's the correct way to say it, but that's fine.
I'm going back and calling it GIFs then.
Yeah.
But these are so, because I played only once and I didn't even know this was a game.
It's so good.
And the one card, when it was my turn, one card that stands out was, it was the black guy that was on the cell phone. He was like this. Mm-hmm. He had like a green shirt on, and I was dying over that. I was like, what? And like basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way this game works is you put a meme on like the stand, and then people have reactionary cards.
It's literally it's Cards Against Humanity with the middle card being a meme, and then everyone's cards being what would be the caption or what would go with that meme or what does this meme represent. So I love this. I feel like this is kind of the internet being rewarded. Your time on the internet, all those times everyone spent on 9gag, Tumblr, Reddit, 4chan, looking at memes. This is rewarding that time. This is kind of one of those games where you will learn new memes, you will be taught new memes, and then also you get to celebrate the memes you already love. And then you learn what your friends rate as more fun memes, what you prefer as more fun memes. To me, this is one of those where I think this is Cards Against Humanity, but improved, because I prefer this over Cards Against Humanity.
You do?
I do.
Oh,
because,
no, I don't prefer
because
this above it.
For me, I'm very much appreciative and into the meme culture, so I for sure think that this is something that I rate and put up there.
Absolutely.
Let me show you a thing. One sec.
What the hell he about to? So welcome back, guys, to the Jacob Show. On today's podcast, we will be talking about the scientific reaction to alcohol and Chick-fil-A sauce.
I got this for Liana. A couple of what's it called? What did you say that people are laughing at? What the fuck did you say?
I was just telling them science. I was doing a science experiment.
Expose him. Someone tell me what he said. Anyways, so I got this for Liana. I think it was a Christmas or two ago, but it's the RuPaul version. It's what do RuPaul mean?
Oh, that's so wait. So is it like the drag queens?
It is the drag queen. So it's got like different.
Okay.
Like let me quickly show you one.
That's actually super cool.
Yeah, but it's the exact same game, right? It's the exact same game. Look, like you got Thorgy over here, and then you just meme it, whatever the sayings are.
Okay,
yeah,
that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, like let's.
That's funny.
Yeah, so when you don't know what was said or when, but you're feeling very attacked, like someone made this. So, yeah.
Wait, it wasn't a company. It was like.
I mean, it's
like
definitely done packaged properly, but I don't think it's from like the official "What do you mean" people. I feel like "What do you mean" was even made by the internet itself.
Probably, I'm thinking so.
Yeah, but I definitely.
I don't like. It does not go above Cards Against Humanity, though. Absolutely not.
I disagree, but that's fine by me. This still goes above Checkers, so they're either gonna sit next to each other or like we're gonna have problems.
It can go above Checkers, yes. It can go
the
above
more
Checkers.
and more I'm looking at this,
man.
Checkers should get bumped down, man.
No, Battleship should get bumped down.
This is such a if Battleship bumps down, I'll go if you accept to bump Checkers down too.
Where would you bump Battleships down? I want Battleships behind Twister if we're bumping Checkers down.
Okay. We do this. Okay, no, that didn't work. We'll do that, but I want Checkers underneath Dominoes.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
I wanted it underneath Connect 4, but I didn't think I could get it. So
no, you can definitely not.
All right, that's fine. This is what is this negotiation? I don't know. It's kind of all gone to shit at this point. I'm sorry, Marcus. Well, I'm sorry. I just didn't want Checkers to be there with Katana in those two games. I feel like those are just too good to not be there.
And if Checkers moving, Battleships is going way down.
That's the thing is like if he wants to move something, I got to get something in return. And I feel like low key I got the better situation because Battleship stayed in the same tier, whereas Checkers went down one. So really, I won. All right.
Keep telling yourself that.
All right. Let's see. Where do we go next?
It's your turn.
Yeah, it is my turn. Let's go with Codenames. Okay.
Boo! Venom.
Are you fucking serious? Why?
Venom. It's such an annoying game.
Why is it annoying?
Because I was at a party. And first off, it's for me, it was a difficult concept to get and to understand.
Okay.
And some people got competitive with it. I think probably my experience tanked it. Mm-hmm. Codenames is so fun. Oh,
okay. Let me give you an example. Okay, give me an example.
So
the game is pretty simple. You use one word to try and make people guess as many words as they can, right?
And it's 2 teams, correct?
2 teams, right. So, for example, if I said stupid for 2, you'd be like, Jacob Jones. And then you're like, got it, nailed it. You got the 2 on the board. So that's kind of how it works. It's basically you're just trying to give someone clues to pick out stuff without really doing the most about it. So
okay, when I played with like 16 people, and my voice was never heard. That's pissed me off.
8 aside is a lot of people to collaborate with. I feel like Codenames works best at most 8 people total, and you've got 4 on each team. That might be a better situation.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But
yeah.
So would you put it? I feel like you would put that at. I'll bring it to yours.
I'm leaning to it because for me, Codenames has been the savior of the quarantine times for me as well. It's a very easy game to play online with friends without any issue. It's a great game to play in person. It's a fun exercise with your.
It's a fun exercise.
Yeah, because like I've played it where it's very clear that there are specific teammates I can have that will understand what I'm saying because they know me the way they know me, or they understand how my brain works, and not everyone's gonna see it that way. So it's a good game. It's a fun game. anyone can play this, and it is fun to learn more about people playing this. I think that it either ends up in I'll play top, or where it should be is in I'll bring it to yours.
You mean I'll play behind Dominoes?
No, this is definitely above Dominoes for me.
Really?
Yeah, because literally anybody can play this. Dominoes has a learning curve to it. This doesn't. This really
the concept seems fun, and that's the only thing I'll give you.
Okay? So where would you put this?
I'm okay with I'll play.
Okay, then it's
at the top.
It's above Dominoes then.
We can put it above Dominoes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so where do you want to go next?
I want to go to Miss Jenga for 100.
Okay.
Because first off, Jenga is so fun, and I still play it till this day. And they now have, I go to restaurants, like more like party bars or like party type of eatery places.
Yeah.
And then they'll have the big pieces on the tables, and then you can just glad, glad, glad. And so Jenga has always been a fun game when it comes down. And I feel like this is a game as well, when you had the small pieces, that if you wanted to be quiet, like you said before with Operation to Chips.
It's taught you that. It's taught you the slow. Yeah.
You know? And so I love the game Jenga. It has a bit of strategy and a ton of chaos, because your moves are dictated on the person before you. You can, and I love that.
You can so easily fuck people over playing Jenga, and that's fun. There's a drinking version of this as well. There's not even have to be drinking, but you pull different pieces out, and they have different rules on them. That's a good time. It's random. Yeah. I think Jenga's a very, very fun game to play. It's the better version of everything Operation was trying to be. It's the better version of that. There's nothing better than seeing the look of sadness on someone's face when the tower drops because they fucked it up and you didn't. So that's always a good time.
Yeah, go ahead. Or the opposite, when someone pulls off an impressive move, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
like
when you're not supposed to be able to do it and it works.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, this ends up in I'll bring it to yours.
I'll bring it to yours.
Yeah.
Precisely.
All right, perfect.
Does it intercede before What Do You Meme?
See, the thing is, What Do You Meme is, to me personally, a better game. But if someone's not about the internet culture, then it's not as good to them, right?
So
then I feel like it would go here, maybe. Like one above the What Do You Meme.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm
good
with that.
Okay, so we'll leave it there. And then next, I want to talk about something that I've kind of not been able to yet, and I'm ready to do it. Monopoly. Let's talk about Monopoly. So
I feel like for some reason you will have hot takes on this.
Yeah, so I did say that I teased that I have one here that I have the opposing opinion to people. And that opinion is that I like Monopoly. I know that people don't. I know that it's the go-to meme of like, oh, if you want to lose your friends in your relationship, play Monopoly with them. Like that's the thing they say.
1,000%.
I disagree. I think it's a fun game. I enjoy it. I like that. Like I said, I'm a patient player. I know people say it takes too long. I don't care. If I'm playing with a crew I like, I'll play till the sun comes up. Like I do not.
Really?
Mind. I really don't mind. I've played games where like we started at like 10, 11 p.m., went to like 7 a.m. and it was fun throughout because we're all like if you're all into the game enough and you're all playing and you're all homies, like it's very easy to just have a conversation and play. Obviously, there's going to be moments where you are going to be seen as annoying because you're not dealing properly, or you're going to be seen as annoying because someone's trying to screw you over and you're not letting them do that. That's fine, because with every game, that happens. It just so happens that Monopoly's been villainized for being that game. I could literally look at any of these other games and be like, yeah, you can easily try and screw someone over in them. And like the beef is still like Uno, you can literally screw someone over in, and that sucks. The only difference is Uno takes less time to play. I understand. But if you're a patient person and you don't care, this is a good time. I'm sorry. This isn't God tier for me. I do have good memories of this game, but this is in the I'll play top tier, because I can't say bring it to yours because I will get dogged at anyone's house I go to with this. So I would put it at I'll play.
Well, I think that the villainization of Monopoly, I don't even know if villainization is a word. But the villainization of Monopoly, I feel like that adds to how good of a game it is and how fun of a game it is. That people's feelings get hurt. That like it's just like and the time commitment that it could potentially take with this game is also good. And so I feel like I'm with you in that. Well, I'm kind of higher on Monopoly because I love Monopoly.
I'm down to move it up. I'm being like safe by putting it in.
I was thinking about putting it at. I'll bring it to yours.
I'm down
because
I'm down.
I feel like everyone, like, even though it does, like, oh no, I freaking hate Monopoly, but they're still gonna play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's always the conversation with Monopoly. I hate it, but I'm still gonna play.
Yeah, and like Monopoly has hella versions. I own a Game of Thrones version, and I love it. There's a Mario version. There's literally almost every version you can think of. It exists, and then there's knockoffs of Monopoly that exist that are not from the company itself that exists. So that's a thing. I think that for me, it's just such a fun way to both talk a little business. Also, you know how fun it is to be the one that's kind of low-key stealing from the bank when no one can tell. Love that.
So who you cheat? Is that cheating or no?
I mean, no, stealing from the bank, of course, is. Of course. But like, I love that. It's a good time. I have no problem with it. Again, this is another game that you can do your own house rules. We played with, you paid all the fees instead of giving it to the bank. You threw them into the middle in the free parking. So when you land on free parking, you get all the money. Yeah, it just made more sense to me than why should the bank get anything, really?
I never did that.
Yeah. So it just depended on the house. Like, some people didn't do that either. I think this is a very good game. I think it gets a bad rap, and anyone that says they don't like it, they don't like losing, and they don't like they do not have the patience for taking an L.
The patience. They do not have the patience.
Exactly.
Yes. For taking a slow death.
Exactly. How can you cheat if someone is the bank? Willow, you just you use your Jenga skills and your operation skills, and you just subtly take a couple 500s and put them into the bottom of your pile, and then you look at it.
Steve, I couldn't play with Puya. I'll be ready to fight him. I would be ready to fight him. That's so funny, that shit. Anyone watching that plays Monopoly with Puya, have the money right by you, and you have to sit away
if
from
you're
Puya.
playing bank, if I'm not the banker, when I'm banker, I don't steal, because then that's just too easy. I like being sneaky, but if you're the banker, have the bank like block thing on your person, or just accept that you're going to lose some monies to me. It's just gonna happen.
Puya, go to jail. Do not collect too much. I'm with you on that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right.
So a game that I oftentimes find at coffee shops. Do you have a Hop Dotty where you're at?
Oh, a who?
Hop Dotty.
How do you spell that? Is that a Google safe thing to put in?
It is not NSFW. It is Google safe.
Can you hit me with the spelling?
HOP.
Okay.
DODDY.
Oh, it's a burger bar.
It's a burger bar.
Damn, what is that?
It's like not the first time, but the most recent time I've played this game was there.
Yo, these
Did I say South Congress? Oh, that's in Austin, South Congress. That's where I'm at.
Oh snap, dude! Look.
They're like steak. They're like steak burgers.
This looks delicious.
No, they're amazing. They're really amazing.
Okay, so you played this game here. What did you? You didn't say what game yet, right? You're still teasing.
So no, I haven't said what game yet. I'm still wavering in front of you. But this game is. I don't know if this game is as competitive, or do I just have a fun time with this game?
Okay.
But it is, and I always suck with the pronunciation. Mancala?
Yes. Okay.
Mancala. I loved that game.
So this game you put on here, I had never heard of it, and it was to tell people to give me a list, and I tell them not to rank it. So it's just whatever they put, however ordered, they just send it. This was number 1 on your list.
It's the first thing I thought of when I thought of
So like, can you explain this game to me? Because I've never played it, and I've never heard of it.
So you see the little holes right there, right?
Yeah, let me pull it up for people that don't know to see it. Images.
And it'll be, those burgers do look good.
There we go. So yeah. Okay, so how does this work?
Okay, so perfect. So each hole has some most are marbles, have some marbles in
Okay.
it. And then the two opposing sides have nothing in it, and those are your scores.
Okay.
So as I say I'm the first person to go, I will go to the first thing and I'll pick it up, and then I'll drop it in the second thing that has like 3, then I'll pick that up, and then I'll do 1, 2, and 3. And when I get on my last one, if that has more marbles in it, then I'll pick that one up, and then I'll continue to go until like I have nothing in it. So like, I'm gonna explain it one more time. I pick one up, and then if the next one I have does not have anything in it, then I just drop it and I can't pick anything up. But if the next one that I put in has 3 marbles in it, then I pick all 4 up because I just dropped that in, and then I do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if my last one that I drop it into doesn't have anything in, then doesn't have anything in, then I'm done. My turn is done.
Okay.
So that probably still doesn't make any sense, but it's a very fun, easy to learn game, and it's a game between, it's only two 1 versus 1, 1-on-1.
I like the look of this.
No, it's a very sleek look in the design and the marbles clinking together is really like ASMRs.
Of course, the marbles hitting, that's good ASMR. You gulping your drink is not good ASMR for me. No, don't do it. I'm gonna mute you. No, I'm gonna talk over you. I didn't hear it. We're good. So I'm not gonna lie, your explanation made no sense to me, but I'll look this up later because like the boards look sick. Like I would love to have one of these boards at my place. Like they look good. I like the wooden board. Okay, but
wait. Okay, how about this?
What?
Okay.
Where does this go?
So you see these?
Yes.
These are matches.
Yes.
I'm not a arsenic or whatever they call it.
Arsenic? You mean an arsonist? I can see why Scrabble is on the board game.
Okay. So say this. Say I have this marble from the hole in front of this one, right? I'll pick this one up and I'll drop it in here.
Okay.
That's 2, so I'll pick both of these up, and then I'll do, in the next ones, I'll do 1, 2. If the last one that I have, if it lands with some more in it, then I'll pick all of them up and then continue to go until like I drop my last one into like a hole that has nothing in.
Okay.
And then you go past your score. So like those 2 endpoints, they were your score. So at the end of like the game, at the end of the game, there's supposed to be no marbles left in the center parts.
Okay.
There's supposed to be all the marbles in the far out parts where each person has their score at.
So here's the thing. I still don't get it, but I'm intrigued. So tell me where you would rate this.
I would rate it at I'll play.
How high on the I'll play tier?
I would rate right below checkers.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
1,000%.
Yeah, because it sounds like the peeps, the audience, the chat really liked it as well. So this definitely seems like a game that more people need to be put onto because it sounds like fun. Despite the descriptions being a little difficult to follow. However, what isn't really difficult to follow is Pictionary. Yeah, and Pictionary is relatively simple. You draw a thing. They got to figure out what you're drawing. That's fine. It's like a charades with drawing. And Pictionary's, go for it.
Oh no, I was just saying quite fun. This is your pick.
Yeah, I thought you said question. Pictionary is I enjoy it. Depends on what group I'm in. Personally, I prefer not to be the person drawing because I'm horrible at drawing. I'm very bad at drawing. So I'm not good at it. But
you like to be the one guessing.
I do like to be the one guessing, and I do enjoy it. It's a good time. There is an online version, those of you who know Scribblio.io or whatever it's called.
Yes.
It's a good time. This is one of those where you don't even need to say, I'll bring it to yours. You can literally make this on the go. It's like, I'm just going to pick a word and do it. Like, it doesn't really need to be a thing. So I would put this in I'll play, and I do think this is a higher top half I'll play. But what do you think?
So I also love Pictionary, and I love games like that. And I know that's Taboo on the other.
We have Taboo there, which is very similar.
And
Let's talk about both at the same time. Let's just rate.
Yeah, let's talk about both at the same time. Yeah. So, if we're talking about both at the same time, I prefer Taboo, just because of like drawing and pictures. Like you could, and I get very competitive with these two games because if my person up there is a piss poor drawer, then I'm even more mad. Or if I'm up there and I'm a piss poor drawer, and then I'm letting my team down. And so I would put Taboo because then it's just like words or phrases or like acting out or like different type of things. No, let's act out that you can do besides pictures. So I feel like we would have to put them both. Well, no. I feel like we put Pictionary at I'll play, and we put Taboo at I'll bring it to yours.
Okay. Let's see. So the question for me is
Pictionary After Dark.
Why is Codenames not rated that high, but Taboo is?
Codenames is boring. Moving on.
They're literally almost the exact same thing.
Wait, Codenames in Pictionary?
Pictionary, the whole premise of Pictionary is you have to have your partner guess the word without using specific words to describe it. So Codenames is you're using one word and they have to go off of that one word.
Okay,
it's
so
a harder version.
Why don't we put Pictionary behind Codenames and Taboo behind Monopoly?
Okay. That was an easy sell. Yeah, like the Taboo does have the buzzer, which Rob has made very, very famous.
Yes.
Throughout his tenure with podcasting, which I do appreciate. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so I think ultimately for me, what's it called? These are both fun games. I like games like this where you can split into.
Wait, no. I said Pictionary behind Codenames and Taboo behind Monopoly.
Oh.
Correct it.
Okay. I'll do that. All right. So then I'm next one. here. So I'm gonna say.
Next one.
Let's talk.
Wait, you chose Pictionary.
Oh right. Go ahead.
All right, I'm choosing the iconic Clue.
The iconic Clue it is. So what are your feelings on this?
Everyone loves a mystery date. Everyone loves a murder in the dark type of situation. Everyone loves a nice killing with the assailant being whoever. The butler, the maid, the chef, the rich family. We always love a killing in that type of big mansion. Have you seen the movie with Eddie Murphy in the haunted house?
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just made me think of this with the ghosts and everything like that. Very spooky movie, but it was on Disney. It was a Disney kind of movie, but I love it. But back to Clue. Clue is always a fun game, and I feel like it's a fun game to play with your friends because it can be very competitive. It can be very I don't know a right word to use for the iconicness that it can be with your friends. Like, I remember playing it and I'm just like, yo, I want to literally take this person down. And the envelope is right there. It's like right in front of you. So you have the answers right in front of you, but you can't look. So I feel like that adds a level of suspense. And so, yeah, I don't know. I love it though.
I like Clue. It's fun. You can figure out what the murder weapon was. You figure out who it was. I like all of that. It intrigues me. I do fuck with, TV shows that give me that same vibe. I do fuck with movies that give me that same vibe where I'm left trying to figure it out myself. I do love that. So
yeah,
this is a game that for me is pretty up there because also this is a game that you can play as a youngin' and it's not too gruesome where you are left being scarred. But it kind of introduces you to like, hey, this is a game you can play, and then eventually you will like the other versions of this. You will like movies that are kind of similar to this, etc. I think this is a game of its own type, and this is either a strong I'll bring it to yours or it's on top. So
I say it as being a strong I'll bring it to yours.
Okay, how strong? Where would this be for you?
I mean, you the one that put Catan as number one now, child.
Catan should be in the we don't need video games, but for some reason you were against that. So
it should not be there.
Yeah.
I say it goes above or below Catan, and I'll leave that up to you.
Chat, above or below Catan? Tell me. Above or below Catan?
I say Catan. Is it Catan?
I've heard both. Liana says
Oh,
Catan
okay.
as well. I've been saying Catan. It's no Cones of Dunshire, I'll tell you that. Above,
Vincent to-
below, above, below. Oh my god, it's
Attention to Ben Checkers. Brayden is such a troll.
Yeah, I'd be okay with bidding checkers, but I've never played it to give it a fair shake.
Checkers isn't going anywhere.
Below. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's more aboves. I'm putting it on above.
Yeah, there's more
So
above.
that's happening. All right, cool. All right. So that's where that is. And then we get to the final 4 here.
The final 4.
I've played 1 out of these 4 games.
I played 2. I played 2 out of these 4 games.
I have a feeling I know which one neither of us have played.
Which one is that?
That might be the honorable. I'll let the chat decide what we go and do with that. I don't know if Daquan, if you're still in here, if you can get a poll going for this, I would appreciate that. If someone else can get a poll going for this that isn't Daquan, if Daquan's not here, I appreciate that too. I'm pretty sure neither of us have played Risk based on my.
I've never played Risk.
There we go.
Yes, never.
I
played
should
Risk.
have played Risk. I haven't. I want to. It looks.
Is
fun.
it like Catan?
It's. I've heard it's similar, but I don't want to outright say it is. So, chat, this is the one you get to decide on. If someone can get a poll going for this one, because I've not played Risk and I really regret it, but I want it to get a fair rating and I don't want it to be down because it's an awesome game. Please figure it out for me with a poll if you can, if possible. And then while we're doing that, Jacob, let's talk about Yahtzee.
Okay, that was you play Yahtzee.
I've played Yahtzee.
Is that like that's the one in the cup, right? And you like
We
okay,
play with like
yes.
4 or 5 dice. Yeah.
Yes. Chat, I do not remember this game. I just know it revolves dice and cups.
Yeah, so like the whole thing with Yahtzee is that you're supposed to get one of each like combinational rolls. You know, you're supposed to get like a Yahtzee itself is getting all of, I think it's all 6s or something like that. Again, it's been a minute for me, but Yahtzee's a lot of fun to play. I think it's one of those games where it's like there's no like it's not like the other games where if you're screwed, you're screwed. You can genuinely come back, possibly. I think it's a fun game, but also it's not like the best of the games. It's one of those where it's like I'll play it, but I don't. If it's not there, I'm not upset about it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, can board games?
It would be higher than board games for me. It might be like underneath
so?
Battleship. It might be underneath Battleship for me, or underneath Twister or Connect 4. It's in the bottom of the I'll plays for me. Thank you, Marietta.
Yeah,
Marietta,
I'll play.
put the poll for Risk in the chat. If you can please vote there real quick, chat. I appreciate that, and we can put that in the rankings.
Okay, I'm down. I mean, I think Battleships is a boring game, so I think Yahtzees will have great company right there.
All right, Yahtzee goes there. That's fine.
I just completely insulted that game. Did you catch it?
Which game? Battleship?
Yeah, Battleships.
Yeah, you're being
insulted it,
disrespectful,
yeah.
but that's fine. You have some weird opinions. It's all good. You're ranking these based on what arouses you, so I don't even know if I can trust your judgments, but it's cool.
That's why Twister's up there above Battleships.
These 2 games looked similar to me,
And
they look like a
they
game
kind
I've
of are.
played before. So we have Sorry and
Trouble
we have Trouble.
and Sorry.
Yeah. You put both these games on here.
Yes. And I remember playing Trouble. And so Trouble had, I think it was a dice. And it was in like this globe in the center. And you punched on it and like the dice like spun about the numbers. But it was like... And sorry about that noise.
That's all
but
good,
it was really a fun game. But those games are very similar outside of that. And so Sorry is basically like a dumb children's game that's fun. Like if you talk like a lot of trash during it, I feel like. And so it works at I'm looking at it and it's like bringing back memories. And you pick a color like they have red, yellow, green, or blue, and you try to move like 4 spots around the board, eventually reaching the safety of a home base. And then you draw cards, which allow you to move pieces between like different 12 spaces. So it involves cards. It's not really that strategic. You just have to pull a card and then like do whatever like the card says, and then like you move spaces. Ahead.
They look very similar, and then I played Ludo, which is very similar to Sorry by the looks of it.
Ludo.
And I didn't
Can
put
you
it.
can you pull up a picture of Ludo?
Yeah, I can pull up a picture of Ludo. Ludo game. Okay. Yeah, see, that's Ludo. And it's the same premise where you're trying to get into home base. So like,
Okay, yes.
yeah, so you start from here, you go all the way around the board, and then you're supposed to fill up your green slot if you're the green one. So.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, like these are, I feel like all three of them are very similar.
They
Yeah,
are
so
very
Willow's
similar.
saying, isn't that Parcheesi? It is. That's the other name for it. I did see that.
Parcheesi?
Where was
I've
it?
never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called that as well. So, yeah, so there we go. Yeah, it's derived from the game Parcheesi, but simpler.
Parcheesi.
But simpler. So there we go. Okay.
Huh.
So yeah.
People are saying sorry is better than trouble.
Okay. So let's see. Let me look at Trouble versus Sorry. How about that?
Let's see.
Um.
Parcheesi.
So Sorry and Trouble looks like they're very similar to the
They
game.
are.
Yeah.
See the little thing I was talking about? The little globe that you can like punch down?
This thing?
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, what is that for again?
So it's like that like dictates how many times you go. And so like you like
I see. And you prefer Trouble over Sorry, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I feel like I would prefer Sorry.
Why would you prefer sorry?
Because it doesn't have the extraness to it.
So, but that. Why would you prefer sorry? Because you didn't say sorry. You said trouble. So let me be. I guess trouble's definitely better. It has that extra level.
So are these two like that way different for you in ranking, or would they kind of be like closely?
No,
next
they
to
would
each
be
other?
they would be closely next to each other. But I would put them both at board games.
Okay, but upper
Trouble
board
in
games,
front
right?
of.
I feel like upper board games is where they belong.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, it's me deciding between Hungry Hippo or these two.
No, Hungry Hippo is like fifth on the board games. It's not moving up. So
No, put Trouble in front of Sorry.
No. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, and then we're
gets
going to
the
look
top
at the
list.
rating here for Risk. Risk is, let's see. No video games. I'll bring it. Board Binum. I'm just going to go for results. And the result is I'll bring it. 50% of the vote.
Really?
50% of vote. That's good enough for me. That's what
Oh,
we're gonna do.
wow.
So it makes sense to me. It does, because I feel like Risk is the type of game that if I like Catan, I should love Risk. And I think Risk is a longer game by the sounds of it, and I'm not mad at that. So as someone who likes the long game, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
One last thing, chat. Is this higher or lower of the I'll bring it to yours? That's all I really need, and then we're set.
We should have voted Jacob out first in 5-9.
Given how the results of certain winners at War went, I wouldn't have been mad at that. Let's see. Middle, lower, higher. Those are the three options. Yes, thanks.
Middle, lower, higher.
Higher, lower, top. Higher, lower,
got...
middle. Okay. Sounds like it's going to be more split. I'm just going to put it in the middle. I'll put it in the middle.
Behind Jenga.
I'll put it below Monopoly. Okay. Below Monopoly.
No, that's low. That's low. Put it above Monopoly.
I'll put it above. I'll put it in between Meme and Jenga.
Okay, perfect. That's what I said.
Directly
That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That kind of worked out perfectly with the crop I did. That's our list. That's how this situation's looking like. After Catan,
I can't believe Operations is in Venom.
I'm telling you, Twister should not be in the middle tier, but here we are. This list is an insult to games. Daniel, how dare you? Don't do this.
Catan is too high,
Literally,
too. Period.
Gang, the whole thing with these tier lists it's the opinions of two idiots, and then they never end up being the true representative. It's just what we ended up at today. Did I think...
No, my choices are the two representatives.
No, did I think that only Uno and chess would be up there? No. Did I think chess would be one of 50% of the top tier? No. Yeah.
I did, TBH.
I didn't. I really didn't. I genuinely thought that we were going to be in a position where Catan was going to be in the top position. I thought that Cards Against Humanity might have been in the top position.
Really?
Just because they're more like, they're like more people can play them. They're inclusive. Like Uno, a lot of people can play. Chess is literally 1v1. Like, that's the thing.
But okay, say you're playing Madden. Say you're playing Madden, a video game. That's 1v1. Say you're playing Sims. That's 1v yourself.
Sims is solo, but like, the whole thing of like, I'll bring it to yours is like, it's more of a bigger situation. It's more of a bigger thing.
I know. So I'll bring it to yours is more acceptable Yeah, is more like for that. It fits that niche.
Yeah. Monopoly is one that I'm genuinely surprised we got to bring to tier 2, and I'm very okay with that.
I am too. No, I think the villain aspect that it gives, like, I think it amps it up. TBH.
Yeah. Well, I had fun. This was good.
I did too.
I'm really happy that you came through, Jacob, and you indulged me in this madness for 2 hours and 10-15 minutes. But this was successful, I would say.
It was. I am happy with some minor. I can sleep easy tonight knowing that Battleships did not get above Twisted.
Yeah, that is a weird choice, but that's fine. They're in the middle tier, and that's okay by me. At the end of all this, all I'm gonna say is that board games are fun, y'all. Like, I know that there's some people that just don't fuck with it. They're fun. I feel like a game night is more likely to be a board game night than a video game night, because video games are subjective a lot more. I feel like, some people are just strictly like, they'll play like Madden, FIFA, NHL, 2K, or and I said NHL, 2K, not NHL 2K before someone comes at me in the chat. Or they're like, they'll play Call of Duty, Warzone. They'll play, right now, Fall Guys is the big thing. I feel like with board games, you're more likely to be any type of person and play any type of game. So,
be in this tier list if Checkers doesn't move down.
Brayden, get out of here with this.
Get out of here.
Yeah, if Backgammon was here, that would be in the binum, to be honest.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Fuck that noise.
Is that the one with the netting and you got the little thing with the tip on it?
What? Backgammon's the board where you throw the dice across it and then you move stuff into these like weird
triangles. I'm thinking of like that tennis-like game where it's like the tennis net, you got the 2 rackets, and
you're thinking of ping pong?
No, I'm thinking of ping pong. No, it's like tennis. It's like, or volleyball, where you got the big netting and you got the rackets and you're like hitting it. It's like this little thing that have like a tip at the end. And like,
badminton?
Badminton. Yes, badminton. Whatever. Yes, I'm talking about that.
Well,
yes,
that is not what was being said. But so just to give the chat real quick, what's going on here? So I am a little bit swamped with the projects that I've got going on now. I do not think I'll be doing a stream tomorrow. Usually I do a Wednesday stream. That might not happen, but I might try and do something on Thursday during the day. Look out for that. But if I don't do that, it's gonna be what's gonna be going down on Friday. Puya Fridays will be back. We'll be back doing a thing again, so that'll be good. And
what's up, guys? I'm taking over for Puya tomorrow. Tune in for an exclusive content of amazingness.
Yeah, what are we gonna rank next? Drinks that make you aroused? Like, I don't need.
We're gonna do reality shows. We're gonna do a tier list of reality shows.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That would be. I have strong opinions on that.
I'm being asked what software do I use to do my tier list. I use this website called tierlist.com. So it's a very easy website. You can make whatever you want. And that's it. But yeah, I'm gonna be there Friday for sure. If not Thursday, just give it a check at my Twitter for that. Obviously, Jacob, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Do you have anything you want to plug, or are you good?
Anything I want to plug? Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Okay. Well, damn, that was a little too close to my ear for comfort. But yeah, I mean, you should probably start an ASMR channel or something if you're into that.
TDH, I really should.
Yeah. Jill wants a tier list of your ASMR sounds. So at some point, you can do that. No, not you doing them. You ranking them.
Oh, me tiering them.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you, Jill.
All right. So on that note, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Stay hydrated. Take care. And remember, when I say stupid for 2,